Taking another topic, that is role of pH. Role of pH, that is also called potential of hydrogen ion. Role of pH in our everyday life. कि how do what role the pH plays in our day-to-day life. How it is affecting. First of all, beta, as we know, this pH or means the concentration of H positive ion plays a crucial role in our day-to-day life. If first of all I talk about the pH of the soil in our backyard, in our field. Beta, I think you belongs to such a place that's called Punjab, and as you know, main occupation here Punjab is agriculture. And to get good yield, what we are doing, we are using different types of techniques. We are using different types of chemicals. Chemical may be herbicides, insecticides, weedicides. Okay, we are using. In the same way, we are using the fertilizers. What they are going to do? They are increasing the fertility, or you can say the production of the soil. But it is not always been the case that if you add the fertilizer, then the productivity of the soil will increase. Okay, beta? Because every plants and animal required a specific pH for its survival. They required a specific pH for their survival. Okay, and that pH is nearly in the range of 7.0. Means if a plant or animal wants to survive, then the pH of that medium should lie near to that of 7. That's called the neutral pH. Okay, beta? In the same way, the soil should have the pH 7. Beta, whatever fertilizers we are having, they are made up of acids. They are generally acidic by nature. Suppose you goes on adding these fertilizers to that of soil, and as you know, as I have mentioned, these fertilizers are acidic by nature. So what they will do? They will reduce this pH from 7 to less. वो क्या करेंगे? They will reduce its pH from 7 to 6, 5, 4. Means what will happen as a consequences? The plant and crop will not going to be survive there. It is not always been a case whenever you are going to add the fertilizer, you will get a good yield. Means if you add the fertilizer to such a soil whose pH is already reduced, then what will happen? It will have its adverse effect, or you can say it is having negative effect. At that moment, we don't add the fertilizer. We have to add a certain substance. Suppose we are having two samples. One soil is having pH 6 and another soil B is having a pH of 8. As you know, both are not suitable. No doubt 6 and 8, that is in permissible limit still. But although we will take this value 6 pH, that is of A soil, sample of A soil, and a B soil, that we have taken a sample of B, that is having the pH 8. Now if you add the fertilizer to it, then what will happen? It will further lower its pH beyond 6, means it will become 5, 4, like that way. In the same way, if you add fertilizer here, then what it will do? Fertilizer is having pH less than that of 7. So what will happen? Here the pH is 8. So beta, what will happen? The pH of this soil again will be reduced, and where it will approach? It will approach toward 7 or 6, whatever it may be. Means 7, as I mentioned, 7 is good for the growth of plants and animals. So what will happen? So beta, this is good to add here the fertilizer. But if you add fertilizer here, then this pH will further reduce 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I don't think it is suitable to grow a plant. That's why here we don't recommend the fertilizers. Means we will add the fertilizer where the pH is above than that of 7 or in the range of 7, then it is useful. Otherwise it is wastage. ठीक है बेटा. In the same way, then what we have to add here? What we will add here? If pH is less than that of 7, then what we are going to add? Because we have to neutralize. We have to neutralize the effect of decrease in pH. So we will add such a substance which will increase its pH. And I have already told you, beta, basis is having pH greater than that of 7. Means we will add such a substance to our field which is having pH more than that of 7, so that the pH of the soil will approach toward the neutral value. So what will we add? Beta, we are having kali, quicklime. ठीक है बेटा, तो we will add here quicklime, CaO. आप बोलोगे बेटा why not NaOH, why not calcium hydroxide or sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate? Because they are little costlier one, and calcium oxide is a little cheaper one. It is having rate in I think 10 or 15 rupees per kg, so it is cheaper one. That's why if we add this calcium oxide to this sample of soil, then it will increase its pH beyond 6. So means it will approach 7 or 7.5. Clear or clear? ठीक बेटा, this is first rule. Then बेटा, role of this pH in our digestive system. Role of pH in our digestive system. कि how do this pH plays a role in our digestive system? अब बेटा, I think maximum of you can say either right now or at any moment of your life is either suffered from or suffering from a problem that's called indigestion. हम बोलते हैं कि इसको क्या होगी, indigestion होगी. तो what is this indigestion? होता है when the body releases the digestive juice much more than what is required to digest the food. When the body is releasing the digestive juice, क्या करेगी बेटा, जो body है that will release the digestive juice in a quantity which is more than that of what it is required. Then what it is required. So what will happen? Beta, whatever acid released in higher amount, what it will do? It will cause the acidity. क्या करेगा ये? Acidity क्या करेगा? Cause करेगा बेटा. तो हाउ वी कैन, बिकॉज देखो बेटा, जो भी चीज हम यहाँ पे कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ पीएच? जैसे आई हैव एडेड कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड, आई हैव एडेड फर्टिलाइजर हेयर और हेयर, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? फर्स्ट टेक दिस वन, ए सैंपल पीएच इज लेस, बी सैंपल पीएच इज मोर. तो व्हाट वी हैव डन इन ए सैंपल, वी हैव एडेड अ बेसिक सब्सटेंस सो दैट इट्स पीएच बिकम्स अ neutral one, neutral value की तरफ क्या करेगा, अप्रोच करेगा, 7. In the same way here we have added fertilizers. What this fertilizer will do, as we know the pH value of the fertilizer is less than 7. So what it will do, it will decrease the sample or the pH of the soil. ये क्या करेगा, decrease करेगा whatever it is add there. So means here we are neutralizing the effect, we are neutralizing the value, we are neutralizing the pH value. Same is the case. What is happening when digestive juice is over secreted? It will lower its pH. pH becomes less than 7. pH becomes less than 7. तो बेटा हमारी जो body है that works on a particular pH, that is on neutral range. Whenever the pH or body temperature is increased or decreased, then there is a abnormal functioning of the body. Same is the case with that of pH. If pH is reduced to less than 7, then what will happen? We have to add the certain substances which will make the pH of our body nearly on the range of a neutral value. So that's why we take generally क्या लेते हैं हम, ENO, ठीक है बेटा, और हम क्या लेते हैं, milk of magnesia. तो ये जो सब्सटेंस है बेटा, मिल्क ऑफ मैग्नीशिया, दिस इज कॉल्ड द एंटा एसिड. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? इट्स कॉल्ड द एंटा एसिड. तो एंटा एसिड क्या करते हैं, वो टेकअप करते हैं ताकि जो द so that the pH of the body is lowered, that can be increased, that can be attained a value of 7. Clear or clear बेटा? ठीक है बेटा. Then comes next. बेटा सेकंड पॉइंट था रोल ऑफ पीएच इन आवर डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम, कि हाउ डू द पीएच प्लेज अ रोल इन आवर डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम। क्लियर नॉट क्लियर बेटा? थर्ड पॉइंट, जो थर्ड पॉइंट बेटा, प्लांट एंड एनिमल्स आर ऑल्सो सेंसिटिव टू पीएच। Plants and animals, although we have discussed this point here also, plants and animals are sensitive to pH also। ये भी क्या होता है बेटा? They are sensitive to pH also। देखो बेटा, इसके लिए I will take example of acid rain। As you know, for a plant or animal, I think for its proper growth, it requires a pH in the range of 7 to 7.5. If this pH is increased, it will adversely affect the plants as well as the animals or living beings, you can say. If this pH is lowered beyond the limit of 7, then it will also hamper the life of plants and animals, or you can say living organism. Means it should be in the range of 7. And as you know, as we are having larger consumption of fossil fuels, but they are releasing carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide into the, or you can say sulfur dioxide into the environment. When these gases comes in contact of atmospheric water, they will form the certain acidic substances like H2CO3, like HNO3, like H2SO3 or H2SO4. These all substances, carbonic acid, nitric acid, H2SO4, they are present there in the atmosphere. And from where does this water comes? This is going to combine with these. These comes from the rainwater. When they combines with the rainwater, they form these substances. And as a result of that, the pH, because they are acidic, they will lower the pH of the water, and I think that will decrease up to a range of 5.4 or 5.5. Means whatever required is 7, now the pH is 5.5, and as a result what will happen? It will have its consequences. As you have heard, the acid rain is damaging or deteriorating the monuments like Taj Mahal, Statue of Liberty, or any स्ट्रक्चर विच इज मेड अप ऑफ कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट, मार्बल से जो बने हो। ओके बेटा, तो एंड व्हाट विल हैपन व्हेन दिस रेनिंग वाटर, एसिड रेनिंग वाटर रीचेस इनटू द ponds of water or ponds, lakes, rivers, but it is also deteriorating, or it is also decreasing the value of that, the pH value of that water bodies. When this pH becomes lesser than that of 7, then what will happen? Whatever flora and fauna is there, they are going to be affected. Either the growth is lesser. Beta, I think 1 or 2 year back, or you can say 5 year back, we are having an incidence there in Lucknow, because many insecticides and pesticides are added into the river there, and many of the fishes died there. That is due to lesser pH of the water. In the same way, if the pH becomes lower, then the plants whosoever surviving there, they will also get affected by that of a lower pH. So that is also there. So that's why generally if this happen in water bodies, means the pH of the water body decrease, then we add a substance that's called calcium oxide, quicklime, because it is cheaper and easily available and having very less side effects. It is used there. It will increase the pH which is lowered up to a range of 5.5. Now it will increase. ठीक है बेटा? Next one. Next बेटा, self defense. Next one is self defense by plants and animals, or you can say chemical warfare. कि how do the plants and animals defend themselves from this variation in pH? Beta, as I have indicated, pH plays, again and again I am repeating this word, pH plays a crucial role in our day-to-day life, and I think this is also playing a role here in plants and animals. Suppose I take an example of ant, कीड़ी या चिंटी, then honeybee, then wasp. बेटा what they do, whenever they comes in contact with your skin, जैसे कई बार होता है कि आप टच करते हैं उनको, what they do, they stings you, they stings you, and whenever they stings you, they insert a foreign substance. It may be acidic, it may be basic into your body. They insert, generally whenever they stings, they insert a acidic or basic substance into your body, and as a result of that, because our body pH is neutral, body's immune system, self defense system will respond. वो भी क्या करे बेटा, it will respond. And what happen at that point where the honeybee or wasp or ant has stinged, that portion becomes a little reddish, or irritation is there, that is the indication of the defense system of the body that certain intruder is and has entered into our body. So what we have to do, we have to neutralize its effect, and how we will neutralize its effect, that will depends upon the substance which that sting has entered या introduced into our body, कि उस एंट ने, उस हनी बी ने, उस वैस्प ने कौन सा जो सब्सटेंस है वो हमारी बॉडी के अंदर क्या करवा रखा, वो एंटर करवा रखा, क्योंकि वो बॉडी क्या कर रही है, उसको डिफेंड कर रही है. सपोज आई टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ एंट, रेड एंट. बेटा दे जनरली whenever they stings, they enters, they introduce a substance that is called formic acid. They introduce a substance that is called formic acid, or it is called the methanoic acid. Methanoic acid. In the same way, if honeybee is there, whenever it stings, it also introduce a substance that is called acidic substance into our body. If wasp is there, yellow wasp, then it will introduce a substance which is alkali by nature, or you can say basic by nature, into our body. Means whatever the pH of the body, means if it is 7, if this substance is there, it becomes little lesser. So what we have to do, we have to neutralize the effect of these substances. And how the effect of these substances can be neutralized? If we add a substance which is having nature opposite to that of these substances, because they have lowered the pH of our body, so we introduce such substances which is having the pH higher than that of 7, so that value becomes neutral. At the same time, we have to note that beta, it is not easy to apply all the substances. If you apply NaOH is having pH 14, and what will happen? It is also harmful to our skin. So if you apply that substance here, that is harmful. So means we will apply such substances which are basic but not harmful to our body. Okay. So in that case, suppose formic acid. So we will apply here NaHCO3. सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट, बेकिंग सोडा ऐड कर देंगे. और बेटा सम टाइम व्हाट यू डू, कड़ा या मेटल होती है, मेटल को रब करके लगाते हैं आप. ये कहां पे लगेगा बेटा? हेयर यू विल अप्लाई दिस वन, क्योंकि मेटल ऑक्साइड्स आर बेसिक बाय नेचर. ये मैंने कब पढ़ाया था आपको? व्हेन वी हैव डन द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ द एसिड्स, कि एसिड रिएक्ट्स विद मेटल ऑक्साइड्स. At that point, I have introduced a line: metal oxides are basic by nature. They are basic by nature. So what will happen? We will apply this one, NaHCO3, and here we will also apply NaHCO3. What about this one? Here the substance introduced by the sting of the wasp is basic. So we can't apply this NaHCO3. This is basic by nature. So what we will apply? we will apply a certain substance which is having lower pH, or you can say which is having acidic character, which is having acidic nature. So beta, here we will apply the vinegar. Vinegar contain acetic acid. We will apply vinegar. ठीक है बेटा, it is the external intake what you have taken. Beta, nature has provided all substances whatever required. I think you have heard about a herbaceous plant that's called nettle plant. वैसे कॉक्सी बोलते हैं, एंड भी बोलते हैं. आई एम बेसिकली फ्रॉम हिमाचल, तो वहाँ पे हम अलग अलग वर्ड यूज करते हैं. whenever you are having a trekking tour to Himachal or any forest land, then you will find a plant which is having leaves. At the leaves we are having small pins coming out. They are highly penetrating. So what happens whenever the skin comes in contact of these leaves, they cause the irritation to that person or whosoever comes in contact with that of those leaves. So what they do? Again, the nettle plant, they do what they enter. They again introduced a substance that is called formic acid or methanoic acid. One and same thing. But beta, this is the defense, this is the attack by the nature. But at the same time we are having another plant nearby to it, that is called the dog plant. So what we generally do, we rub this dog plant at that place where this nettle plant, the nettle leaves comes in contact with that of our body. When where this nettle plant's leaves comes in contact with that of our body, so we have applied dog plant. So what does it indicate? Dog plant is having the nature opposite to that of the sting of the nettle plant. Means if it has introduced formic acid, then what will dog plant do? It will neutralize its effect. It will be basic by nature. Clear or clear beta? Now comes same way role of pH in tooth decay. Role of pH in tooth decay. बेटा आपको पता जो एनामल्स होते हैं, टूथ एनामल्स होते हैं, दे आर मेड अप ऑफ अ हार्डेस्ट सब्सटेंस ऑफ आवर बॉडी दैट्स कॉल्ड कैल्शियम फॉस्फेट. किससे मिलकर बने होते हैं वो? दे आर मेड अप ऑफ अ सब्सटेंस दैट इज कॉल्ड कैल्शियम फॉस्फेट. एंड दिस कैल्शियम फॉस्फेट इज बेसिक बाय नेचर. This is a basic by nature. And but generally happens, or I think all of you are having such practice whenever early in the morning you are getting ready for schools or you are getting for your daily routines, you generally brushes your teeth. करते हैं आप साफ, ठीक है? Why you do that? Because certain unwanted substances are left there inside our mouth, and what happen? The bacteria acts upon them and they are converted into a harmful substance. How? I will explain it later within 1 minute, and that will affect our tooth enamels. What happens beta? Generally whenever we eat certain things, some part of these food items, or you can say sweets, remain in our mouth, and our mouth is having a pH in the range of 7. When this left out substance which is left there in our mouth, either it is stick to that of our teeth, is attacked by the bacteria, they convert or they lowers the pH of our mouth, and it reaches up to a value of 5.4. Means when these bacteria act or react, or you can say act simply upon this left out food, then the pH of the mouth becomes or starts decreasing, and it reaches to a value of 5.4. Then it starts attacking the substances, that is enamels, tooth enamels, because they are made up of a substance that is called calcium phosphate. And as a result, what will happen beta? If this goes on, then what will happen? This tooth enamel starts deteriorating, and as a result what will happen? One day it will be there, you will not have that tooth in your mouth. It may happen. So what we do, we generally, whenever we eat something, we generally wash our mouth with water, and it is generally prescribed by the doctor ki toothbrush, yeah, brush your teeth once in a day or twice in a day. Whenever you eat something, mouth should be clear properly. So beta, this is whole about role of the pH in our day-to-day life.